Hey, everybody, welcome to Talk Show Incorporated. This is our first episode of our Quarantine Live edition. I really would prefer not to use the word quarantine because I feel like everyone on Earth is using that right now. It's getting old. It's getting boring. But tonight, I'm joined by the one and only Joey Duffy. So there's that.
Hey,
It's
me,
him.
Joey Duffy.
Hey, Joseph the Great over here.
I do what I can.
And if people don't know who you are, lucky them, but also you're a very prominent bartender in town, some would say.
That's what I'm known for.
Something has crashed in this. You're also in some band.
I am. I'm in some band. It's the Flaming Lips. I started
That's
it.
Right.
We're very, very successful. I sing in CLIFFDIVER sometimes, or I used to.
Oh, right.
Well, again.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a great situation now.
It was really great. After quitting my high-powered sales job to be a full-time bartender and musician. So
only for this to happen.
Yeah. My mom reminds me of that
every day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I wondered, the ideal thing if you're in a band right now is to already live with your bandmates. That way you don't have to stop. I mean, you don't get to leave the house, but at least you still get to play.
Right? You could still be writing and practicing and all that kind of stuff. But we unfortunately, none of us do. They all live with their girlfriends, and right now I'm staying with my mom and dad, so I can turn off all the bills in my apartment and still keep my apartment for when this all blows over.
Okay, good.
Like every 32-year-old dreams.
That is the 32-year-old dream, I'd say. Yeah.
I mean, it's great.
I can't wait.
Everything's going right on track.
Now, Joey, we have to get to what's going on in the news.
Okay.
So
what is going on? Is anything notable happening right now?
Not really. Well, yesterday, Palm Sunday services were held without an audience. Do you know that? Yeah.
I did know that.
Yeah, which is exactly how my Palm Sundays are anyway. It's just nice and everyone's catching up. So,
well, except for in Tulsa, where we had at least 15 churches that still held full services with all their patrons, protected by the blood of Christ. So I wish them well.
Yeah.
In their endeavors. I
actually, I went out to go get food for my mother, and I drove past a church, and there were people there, but they had a sign, which was disgusting enough, but they had a sign out front that said 20/20 vision, and then it said seeing Jesus clearly, and the word Jesus was in a pair of glasses, and it was clear, and seeing and clearly were both blurry. And I was like, if you have 20/20 vision, you don't need the glasses, I don't think.
Yeah, and
some design flaws here.
I saw the best church sign I ever saw was off Brookside, and it says young women need strong men to come from behind and guide them, and it was like,
whoa, boy.
And then had a verse underneath, and I was like, is there not? There had to be a better. No, it's what was it? Strong young women need strong older men to guide them from behind. That's what it was.
Jesus.
And it was just like, was there? Well, you said it, man. Yeah. But I mean, was there not a better way to phrase that? Did nobody go, wait a second? Wait a second.
That old Hollywood motto. What else is happening? Let's see. Well, the virus only grew stronger this last week. And I don't mean COVID-19, I mean Joe Exotic.
And now it's the worst time for me to have a mullet, which I had before the Tiger King came out.
I'm sure everyone thinks that's what's happening. You're inspired.
Online all the time. Oh, yeah, because of Tiger King. I'm like, oh. Yes, I'm also from Oklahoma. Yes, I have a mullet. Yes, I've been gay for a bag of meth, but who
but who hasn't?
So, this is Oklahoma.
You know what I will say is I love it because this last week held the ultimate crossover event in history, which is when Joe Exotic contracted coronavirus.
Yes.
Which Oh,
is insane.
yeah. I would like to say the last time the top 2 trending social media topics paired up was when everyone stormed Area 51 and we found Baby Yoda.
Which was pretty great. I was there.
That's
I was in
insane. That's stupid.
the initial Naruto runner squad that attacked.
Oh, really?
50. Yeah, it was. I
think
don't
I'm
like
still
to
in
get
that
into my
Facebook
military service, but you know what else is crazy? Did you see that tiger got the coronavirus in the Brooklyn Zoo? So it's like this weird, like even if the simulation's gone so far off track, everyone's just why not? Why not? Why shouldn't a tiger have coronavirus right now? Why not?
It's gotten very weird. All of it has gotten so strange. Also, I didn't write all these jokes. Some of the talk show staff wrote these, not all mine. I swear to God.
I'll believe you this time. So I feel like with the colored glasses, I'm just Paul Scheer over here going, yeah.
You're so right. You're so right.
You're killing it. You're killing it.
Oh, here you go. I got another one. CNN just had their second anchor to contract COVID-19, or as CNN reported it, Trump came within 6 feet of me. I don't know who wrote that one. That one's kind of weird.
That one's it's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Well, okay. Well, we'll move on. We'll forget that whenever happened.
Well, CNN probably had it in 20 breaking stories all in a row that all buzzed on my phone. It was
they had a countdown.
News. We have breaking news. It's just like, what? Not everything has to be breaking. That's the thing. CNN, Fox News, both of them, I don't think know what breaking news is.
Not at all.
It's like
not
breaking news. A local man slept today. It's like, all right, cool, thanks.
Yeah, and everything is a town hall on CNN.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every night. Like we now have a town hall as we decide what restaurant to order from on Uber Eats. Here for some reason,
the Uber Eats town
hall. Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's here for some reason talking about. She's disappointed in our burrito selection of the last week.
Oh, of course, yeah. Hey, here's a political one for you. I don't know if you saw this, but Bernie Sanders used his campaign to make a case for charity, while Joe Biden just was a charity case.
Joe Biden, I don't think he got the last couple software updates that he was supposed to receive. And so he's just buffering all the time. He's doing his best to run on this antiquated system, but
I know.
He missed the last couple updates he needed. And I was just like, but the thing is, when I was running first, I'm a congressman, and you're like, I don't know what you're gonna say next, Joe. It's probably not good.
I saw a meme today, and it was like Joe Biden. He was like looking panicked, and he was looking at the back of his hand, and then it had another frame, and it was the back of his hand, and it said like, "My name is Joe Biden, and I'm running for president," and it was all sweaty and smeared. And I really enjoyed that one. That was very good.
It's a weird world when 2016 Trump gets elected, and we're all posting all these like funny, like cool Uncle Joe memes, or like Joe Biden versus Trump 2020, and now it's like actually happening. We're like, oh God.
We're like, why did this happen?
Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? We make something a joke, and then we're like, oh, here we are.
And then we're like, oh, well, I guess we're doing this. Yeah, I miss when he was just like leaned back with aviators on, pointing. Right. And now it's like he's aviators on, but they're like upside down and crooked. It's
and
not
he's still
good.
Somehow smelling a 14-year-old girl's hair, as that girl's parents smile and look on.
Yeah, but now he's smelling it from 6 feet away, so it's less creepy.
It's still weird. It would be almost more creepy. He's just over there,
like trying to waft it in.
Waft it up. What a horrifying world we live in.
Here's another story for you. We only got a couple more of these. It was revealed that the earliest known written record of the F word was in a manuscript by a student who was in lockdown due to the plague 500 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. It makes sense that the first known use of the word would be during an outbreak isolation. Apparently, the exact use was Carol fucking Baskins. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Kind of weird. Very early on to know what that is.
That's a Tiger King thing.
Again, I didn't write all these. Oh boy. Okay, here's another one. A 7-year-old boy is shopping and making care packages for senior citizens so they can avoid being infected by COVID-19. Yeah. So I hope you're ready for a box of Oreos, 3 pounds of candy, some Cool Ranch Doritos, and a 2-liter of Pepsi, Dolores.
Well, that's better than the lieutenant governor of Texas who's like, if you're old, you can die for the economy. That's the right thing for you.
I love that. And I think it was who who was it? What Glenn Beck, I think, was saying the same thing, and he was like, he was yelling about. He's like, we just got to go back outside. Everybody got to go outside and save the economy and die for it. And I'm like, you're in your house. You haven't left your house.
Mansion, and he's like, I'll die for this economy. And it's like, will you? Will you though, bud?
You don't even go outside to get your mail.
Right? You have it delivered to you and left in an isolation chamber that you have made with all your, millions of dollars. But,
yeah.
And then like a couple other guys have gone from like, this is a hoax. Is this guy, Bill Wallace, I think his name is, a conservative pundit on Twitter, is like, this is a hoax. Nothing will happen. This is a big deal. And then he posted some really weird thing today about like how good it will be to die.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it's not that bad. Like, it's just a nice release after the music, after the radio turns off, the music's still there. And it's just like, what a dystopian nightmare.
Didn't he end it by saying like, who knows, maybe the dead are crying for us or something?
Yeah, all of a sudden it's just like, this isn't real, don't worry about it. Then you know what would be kind of chillo? It's going to be cool, is when we all die from this.
When we all die from it. It's going to happen.
The economy needs you.
I think I have one more here. Let's do one more. This week is going to end with Good Friday, or as we jobless quarantine people at home call it, oh really, it's Friday already?
That is true.
Yeah.
It's that weird thing where it doesn't matter what time I go to bed or what time I wake up. It's just like, nothing. It doesn't. Time is a construct now more than anything.
It's
tell
insane.
Me right now it's Thursday, and I'd be like, oh, holy shit, it's Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I would have no idea.
Oh yeah, I got into this thing where my day was starting at like 6 p.m. and so I would start my day on like the 3rd, and then I would end it like at the 4th in the morning. And so I was so confused at what days were. I was so disoriented, and I couldn't figure out when or where I was. And then over the weekend, I was trying to correct it, and I ended up sleeping for like 18 hours. And then and so then today I woke up at 5 a.m. and have been pretty much up ever since, and I'm hating every second of it.
You're crushing it, bud. I don't think I've been up since before 11 for the last like 2 weeks. It's been glorious. Just great.
It's amazing. You know what? And on one hand, it's like, that part's great. I feel bad because I have friends that are still working. Like, and I have a friend who's working on, at home online, but he has to work like, 8 to 5 or something. And I was like, that must be so awful, because he knows all of us are just hanging out, doing nothing. And he's slaving away. He still has to be at home, but he doesn't even get to enjoy it.
Right? It's like for the rest of us, I'm getting caught up on books. I'm playing video games. I'm reconnecting with like friends I haven't talked to since grade school. Just like, hey man, how are you? You doing all right? I was thinking of the time you pulled me. Look how successful my band is, you jackass. How do you like that, huh?
That's a good one to pull,
so it's just passive aggressive. Now it's post-bullying, I think. That's why.
Okay, so while we're on the topic, what's happening? Obviously, everything's on pause, but what was happening? What were you anticipating with the band? I know you had like a tour. You were supposed to be performing. I know you've talked about this about 3,000 times, but... What was happening, and what does it look like now for you?
I mean, it's wild. We spent probably 6 months preparing for March through June, just getting all these things, all these pieces together for this like real onslaught. We released a new song, which we'll talk about more later, but. Sure. So that was going to launch us into South by Southwest, which was the next weekend, where we were playing 4 different shows, including headlining the Tulsa Showcase.
That's
getting
right.
all sorts of press down there, which was going to pay for our next recording, which we were going to go to Little Rock last week to do, which obviously didn't happen. And then next week we were supposed to be on a month-long tour with a band up through the Midwest, and it was just like, that's obviously not happening. And it's just, man, there's a couple other shows that we had it was all lined up just to kind of spring us into like the summer and really try and take a real run at, doing this whole thing. But I guess the thing that really keeps you motivated is that everyone else is going through this too. So it's not just like my band got screwed out of all these opportunities, like everybody else did.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, I have several friends who like had quit their jobs the week before South by Southwest to go like touring afterwards, like really make a run at being a full-time musician. And then like all this stuff just fell apart all at once. And it's like, no one was prepared for this. And no one really knows like, when is live music going to return? Like when is it just going to be like normal concerts again? There's no answer to that. So
there is no answer to that at all.
It's crazy. It's really uncertain. As you know, it's in comedy. It's like, well, what are you going to do? You can either be sad and sit around being bummed out about these missed opportunities, or you can just say, you know what? Okay, this sucks, but how can I keep moving towards this goal? And then whenever this does all stop, people are going to need live music more than anything. So, especially our kind of music about mental health and overcoming depression, anxiety. That first CLIFFDIVER show is going to be insane.
I bet.
There's going to be screaming and crying, and we'll be raised from the dead. It's amazing. I've been watching a lot of Kenneth Copeland interviews lately as he's been healing, and the coronavirus, he heals it every day, through his TV. But I've learned that you can just say whatever you want on the internet, and there's no consequences. So I will be bringing people back to life. Brothers and sisters will be reunited.
Amen.
It's going to be crazy. Dogs and cats living together in harmony. It's just going to be.
That sounds like an amazing life. I can't wait.
Be a great show.
Yeah. By the way, so I was talking about this with someone the other day. Which is what you were just saying, how it stopped for everyone. Everything in the industry shut down. Like there's nothing anymore. Like a few TV shows, like late night shows, are still going on, but they're not anywhere to normal. But we were talking about how a lot of people, they'd either just like were about to break, they were breaking into it, or they just had their big break, and now those people are just kind of like, well, fuck, what are we supposed to do now?
Right. And you feel terrible for those people. Like, friend of mine, his band was just like about to blow up. They were being talked about everywhere. They're still getting a ton of streams and everything, but it's just like they were about to step into it. And so now, in 6 months, they're like, remember, we were that band that we were talking about. Like music's a little different. You got a little bit of room, but acting, comedy, like, no one cares. Like, who are you? You're in some 6 months ago? Like, I don't remember that.
We've really been talking about that a lot with Talk Show, because we just got done shooting our pilot, and then we shot the second week. You were there. Your band played.
I was there.
You guys did an acoustic set, and then the next week.
One of my favorite sets, by the way. It was so much fun.
It was fun. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and I went back and watched it. I've been trying to edit it together, and it's great. But now it's like, even the submission of giving that to the people that wanted it, they're not looking for anything right now. The week after we shot that, everything was shut down. Yeah. And then last weekend, I was supposed to be shooting my stand-up special that was going to be on Amazon, and I'm not doing that either. It's insane. I don't even know if when everything opens back up, if the contract will even still be there. I don't know anything. Yeah.
Because then everyone's going to be coming and being like, okay, is this back on? So now everyone needs a part of it. Like, we're booking tours for November already, because everyone is like shooting down for like late fall, because they know more than likely like November it'll all be fine by then, hopefully.
God, if everyone does their part.
if everyone just stops going to church,
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
in
boy.
general, but especially right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like the whole industry now is fighting for dates in November, which is like
Yeah.
so far away. But everyone has to be ready because when it
Exactly.
goes, it's gonna all take off. So
Yeah.
I'm not an enviable position you're in, my friend.
Yeah. I have a question. So we in Talk Show we have a chat, and some people on the show are pretty sure that they months ago had the coronavirus. Have you thought that at all?
Okay, in January,
Mm-hmm.
like right after the first of the year, Matt, our guitarist, had pneumonia. So it seemed he was like deathly ill on we played Oklahoma City on New Year's Eve. We played 4 hours in the city council chamber for like their first night thing or whatever. And Matt was like, at the beginning of the day, I'm not feeling good. By the end of it, he's pale, passed out. He was sick for a month. I was sick for 3 weeks, and I went to the doctor, and they were like, it's not bronchitis, it's not the flu, it's just an undiagnosed upper respiratory infection. And I get bronchitis at least once or twice a year because I was a heavy smoker for a while.
Oh yeah,
but and I know what that feels like, and this was a whole different thing. I was miserable, like sweating to death every night, just coughing until like I almost passed out over and over. Like,
it's awful.
I've never had anything like that, so I think it's possible. I mean, I think it's very possible that if they tested every person right now, the numbers would be staggering.
Oh God,
I think if you tested everyone a month ago, still staggering.
It wouldn't have been. Yeah, exactly. Well, so I don't know if I don't know if he wants me telling this story, but I don't care. So Ethan Sandoval, he's about 90% sure that he had it. And then I hung out with him the first day he felt sick, and he was just like, it's allergies. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It is that season. And this was like early February or like late January, I guess. So then we hung out all day. And then about 2 days later, I was like, man, I feel very sick. I feel so awful right now. And I had the cough. I had the fever that wouldn't break. It died off for for about a day, came back really hard. And then he was like, we're talking about this about 2 weeks ago. And we were like, remember when we were sick for like a whole month together? Do you remember that? And he was like, yeah. He goes, so I'm pretty sure we had it because about a week before I got it, my dad came home from China. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah. So we probably gave it to everyone we know. And there's that. So. Yeah.
I somehow was muted for a second. Everyone was sick all through January.
Yeah. And some of it I'm like, I don't know. Was it just a cold? But why would the cold last for 3 weeks?
Infection?
Yeah.
But I've never been sick for that long and that bad. So if it's there, then I had it and it sucked.
Yeah.
So I hope I didn't. I hope I did, and I hope I know now that I could survive it. So that's a
good point. I hope that, and they haven't really figured this out yet, but I hope that, if you have it, you kind of build up an immunity to really getting it again. That would be nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Your body somehow starts to figure it out a little bit, but more likely, it's not going to be a virus that kills me. I've survived so much. It's going to be like me stepping off a street wrong and like breaking my ankle and breaking my head as I fall like over my own feet.
Of course.
There's no way. I used to stand on top of my car going down the highway when I was in the Army, just drunk and just like, I am gone, I can never die. And so if I survived all that, it's going to be some just real weak. Just like a trip, maybe like just a piece of popcorn I'll toss up and like choke to death on, like
that's
at the Oscars or something. I don't know why I'm at the Oscars, but it'd be pretty cool. Especially
maybe
if
your
I gotta
band
catch
is winning
it though,
like
for soundtracks. Yeah, they have those.
Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah. You hope it's for soundtracks. Otherwise it's really confusing. Okay, so do you want to play a game of Two Truths and a Lie?
I do. That sounds great.
I think that this is the only way to cure isolation sickness or whatever it is.
Isolation sickness.
Yeah.
Cabin fever. A little. What if we do 3 lies and no truths, and then you just have to yell this lie
Which
at
one
each
is
other
the
for
biggest
half an
lie?
hour. You know, which one is more of a lie than the other one? It's like that one is kind of.
So I think we could do 3 rounds, and we'll do it this way. First round is about ourselves. So
Okay.
I'll do 3 about me, you do 3 about you. The second round will be about, I don't know, jobs and careers. It can be, it's kind of an open one. And then the round 3, the last round, is I'll do 2 truths and a lie about you, and then you'll do 2 truths and a lie about me.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to do it.
All right.
And if you lose, I don't really know what a punishment is, but we'll all know that you're a giant loser that is not a good lie detector.
Well, I mean, if anyone is already friends with the 2 of us, they already know we're both giant losers, so
Yeah.
it'll be all
So
right.
true. So true. Okay, I'll go first. That way I can kind of show you how it's done.
All right.
That way, in case you don't know how the game's played.
Yeah, in case I
And you're
can
just too
figure it out
embarrassed
from the
to ask.
description you just gave. So
The
that's good.
12-minute mansplaining I just did. Okay. All right, here we go. Round 1. I used to sing in a country band. 2. My favorite wing sauce is garlic parmesan garlic. I mean, 3. I know an above average amount about the show Lost.
I'm gonna go. Your lie is the wing sauce one because you didn't know what it was called.
I didn't know what it's called. Yeah, that was it.
That's my guess.
You know what? I sat here and I looked at it and I was like, because I wrote these down because I was like, I'm not going to remember Parmesan garlic or garlic Parmesan. And I still don't know which one's right.
I think it's garlic Parmesan.
Garlic
I think
Parmesan.
it's like alphabetical. I don't
Probably
know. That's a good
so.
wing sauce flavor though. And I knew you were in a country band. You told me that once.
Oh boy. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, not many people know that one, so I didn't know if you had heard that before.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
I mean, it helped pay my rent in college, so.
If you hadn't stuttered over the wing sauce flavor, you might have got me. But I was like, that's not true.
Yeah, I really fucked myself with the wing sauce. All right, so you win that round so far. You got 1 for you.
2 truths and a lie about me.
Okay, let's go.
I was once the head of a very small gang of drug dealers who sold cocaine. I once beat Mike Jones in a rap battle in front of a group of people.
Okay.
The other one is I once scuba dived in the Great Barrier Reef, and then that's it. That's 3.
Okay. So I'm going to go one by one here. I think the rap battle one is true. Because I've been there for some of these rap battle situations. So I'm going to guess that one's a true. I mean, I think we met around the time that I would get very drunk and high and turn into MC Baby. So I think I was there for one of these. Okay, so
that was the one between me and that redheaded small comedian.
I just remembered who that situation was. And it was a guy that said, I'm a great freestyle rapper.
And then he just copied my freestyle rhymes like over and over. And it's like, you can't do that. If you just change the order, it's still the same rhyme. Yeah. All right. So you determined that one may be true.
I'm going to guess that one's true. See, the one that's catching me is the Great Barrier Reef. But I know that you, I think, have traveled abroad. I'm going to guess that you've traveled abroad. And you are a veteran. I don't know that you ever went overseas with that or why you would be there. I'm going to guess that the Great Barrier Reef one is the lie.
It is, because I panicked and I totally forgot to make up a lie before I started and just went, gosh, you gotta make some up now. I was getting too invested in making these stories. I gave too many details in the first story.
In the first one. And that one I was like, that's gotta be it. Well, see, that one's, if that one's not it, then the other two are gonna also be very detailed.
Right. But I panicked. So now I got to prepare a lot better for this next one and keep my answers simpler. But yeah, so well done. We're one and one. We both made terrible mistakes in our lies and truth telling.
Yeah.
Simplicity is key, Joey.
Okay, so I think I just wrote 3 truths here. Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta think of one.
Gotta figure out if one of them's a lie or not.
Or I gotta find a lie to use. Okay, all right, here we go. I had a job shooting really shitty ads that the manager only loved if the green screen glitched at least twice in the commercial. Okay. I once worked at an RV dealership, and I worked for 6 months in a construction crew. Let me clarify, for a theater company. So it wasn't like building anything cool. It was just like setting up, sets and putting fake doors in. So those are the 3.
I'm going to guess the RV sales job, because I don't think you know what an RV is.
Joke's on you. I worked at an RV dealership as my first technical job in high school. And you know what? So that's true.
What was the lie? Which one was it?
It was working for 6 months in the theater construction.
I'm looking at you and I'm like, there's no way this guy's ever done any kind of construction work at all. It's impossible.
So I did technically work there for 1 day, and then the tech director came over and took a drill out of my hand and said, "You're gonna go work in the costume shop the rest of the semester." So, yeah. I wouldn't have lasted that long. And the manager that liked the shitty commercials, and he didn't know why he liked them, but only if they looked really cheap and low budget, was the manager at the RV dealership. So
there's a 2 with 1 stone. I like that. That's
exactly.
Good.
Yeah. All right.
Give me. I got to remember which one's the. Okay. I think I got it. Here are the 3. I was once suspected of a bank robbery when I was a teller at Bank of America.
Okay.
When I was selling books at Borders, I had an affair with my 44-year-old boss and her 18-year-old daughter. 3, I've been a DJ on 3 major radio stations.
Okay. Okay, let's start with the last one. So the DJ on 3 major radio stations. Oh boy. So when I met you, you were working at one. I don't know if you want to. Okay.
I was a DJ for The Edge when we met.
Okay, there you go. Great. At Z104.5.
104.5 The Edge, Tulsa's Rock Alternative. What's up? It's Joey D in the morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope your day is fantastic.
So the question is, did 2 other major radio stations get tricked into accepting that? Or the Borders, I can believe that one. Also, those ages were pretty specific, and they work out mathematically. And then the first one was, boy. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna guess that that last one was the lie. the three major radio stations?
It was not. I've been DJ
Really?
on 3 major radio stations. I was not accused or suspected of a bank robbery. I was suspected of embezzling money into people's accounts.
Okay, I feel like I've heard that story before, and it confused me. So
technically, I've been on KXOJ briefly, KXOJ2, and The Edge. So
all right, fine, that counts.
Technically 3, even though I was on the KXOJ once and The Edge like 3 times. But
hey, that counts.
The second one was very true. I just like throwing that out there because it makes me sound like I was much cooler
So
than I was at 19.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it is cool that you were 19 too. That story gets weird if it was like last year.
No, it's still weird at 19. I mean, it was bizarre. It was a wild time. Had one time stayed at their house and like stayed for breakfast the next morning, and they both thought that like they had pulled one over on the other one, and it was weird, man. It was a weird time. But I got in trouble at Bank of America for putting my own money into some people's accounts who I got really worried about having too many credit cards. This woman was crying, and so I deposited money for like it was like $10, but you know,
but
it was
still,
like late fees were going to cause her to go like $60, and I guess you're not allowed to do that or whatever. But I just acted like a sociopath when they came and talked to me. They were like, "Did you do that?" I was like, "I don't care about anyone. Everyone in this bank could die, and I wouldn't bat an eye." And they were like, "This is weird, but you were in the Army, so you know." It's maybe he's telling the truth. So yeah, that was a lie. I wish I was cool enough to be suspected for of a bank robbery. I'm not smart enough to pull that off. I'm sorry to hear that. I would tell people. I'd have to brag. If I robbed the bank.
Yeah, if I ever pulled off like an Ocean's 11 style, like I took down a casino, everyone would know.
Well, they'd have to. I mean, here's the thing. You and I have told most of our good stories enough times where everyone can usually be like, oh, yeah, this is a story about the borders. No, I know, Joey. Oh, this is about you being a Coke dealer when you were in the Army. Cool. That's dope. You've told me this story.
Yeah,
but
so many times. If I robbed
the bank, I'd have to. I'd be like, did I tell you guys?
Yeah. Have I never mentioned this before?
Yes, you stole $12. It wasn't impressive. And I'm like, I know, but I got away with it. It'd be terrible. It would be terrible.
Okay, round 3, final round. We both, I don't think, got that one. So
we both lost that round.
Yeah, tiebreaker.
Here's the tiebreaker round.
Okay, here we go. These are mine about you.
So I have to guess which one of these is a lie?
Yes. Good luck.
All right.
Okay. One of my favorite memories of Joey involves him peeing on a fence. Okay. 2, I felt like Joey and I would be friends after the first time we spoke, which was the Eddie. And 3, I think Joey deserves slightly more credit for all the stuff he does. And those are my 3.
I know which one's a lie. Do I get to guess?
That is the point of this.
Because it's number 2. Because when we first met, you didn't like me. You told someone you didn't like me. You didn't like me until we'd been friends for like a year.
Yeah.
And then
that's true.
You were like, yeah, I guess we're actual friends now. And I was like, have we not been friends? I didn't know that. Yeah. You're like, I didn't really like you at first.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is the lie. And you know what? For the record, the only reason I remembered you peeing on that fence was because it came up on my Facebook memories yesterday. And
on my Facebook memories too, and I was like, oh good, here's this picture again.
Oh man, I didn't even think about the fact that I tagged you and you would see it too.
It was okay. So some backstory in that I just won the podcast of the year for the Tulsa Voice. It was like the first time I won anything. I just joined CLIFFDIVER. I was more hype than I'd ever been, and I drank so much that night.
That was a lot.
And I had to pee. And there was the fence, and Landry happened to get a picture of it, narrate it while I was doing it, and then tag me in the picture the next day. And I was like, this is special. And then I immediately untagged it where my Mima couldn't see it. So
Beautiful. That's how you do it. Wait, you know what I thought was funny about that is that that was at a party that you invited me to,
yes.
that where I didn't know. Well, actually, you know what? The thing was, I was surprised how many people I knew, but only like peripherally, like people I had never actually spoken to, but we have seen each other enough time. They're like, oh, it's that person. And that was the smallest apartment with the most cocaine I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
I was concerned, and then a lot of people were like, they were like, some guy said I would. He saw me laughing, and he said, "What are you laughing at? Too obvious to be a narc." That's what he said to me.
I remember.
Yeah.
There was a while where people were outside going, "Who is this guy? Is he a police officer?"
With a suit jacket and a tie.
Right? You're, hey, fellow deviants, is that some of that cocaine I've heard so much about?
And at that point,
where did you get it?
Yeah.
Do you have a phone number and address of
yeah,
your
because
supply?
I'm very interested.
And well, I just hope the third one wasn't the lie. I was like, I'm just going to take a guess here and hope that he actually does think these nice things.
Well, you know what I love too about that is that there was a big just putting people's dirty laundry out there. There was a big fight between a couple, and I'm pretty sure they lived there, and it was real tense. Well, I mean, only for like people like me that were like sober enough to know what was happening. But I was like, there was a lot happening in this tiny room. It was uncomfortable.
It was this girl I was friends with. Her boyfriend showed up, super coked out, and I had given her a high five. And he thought lasted too long. And I was in the back room like, I'm going to swing on you, boy. I'm going to swing on you. And I was like, what are you doing? On you. And so that was that. Yeah, it was
beautiful.
I am very proud to say that I no longer drink like I did 2 years ago.
That's
much
good.
to everyone. I still have, everyone still has those nights where you turn off the old brain and go hard restart. But they used to be, 3-4 times a week. And now it's like once every 2 months. And then even then I wake up and I'm like, you idiot. What have you done? Where did all of your food go? Did you eat it all last night?
Oh yeah, and you did.
And I did. Oh, absolutely. Or I burned it. Like one time I had 2 completely burnt pizzas in the oven, but they were different shapes of burnt. You could tell I had put one in, and then I'd forgotten, and then put another pizza in the oven, and they were both just. It was exhausting.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
All right, so now I have to tell 2 truths and a lie about
2 truths
you.
And a lie about me. Good luck.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta make this.
This is the one where you have to word it so carefully.
Conan O'Brien used to mock you to your face when you guys knew each other. You are one of the most talented and deserving writers and comedians in the city.
Okay.
And you're cool.
Boy, this is tough now. Because immediately the first one, not great. I mean, I know that one already right off the top of my head. So that leaves me with one or the other on the last 2.
Are you A, cool, or are you B, very talented and deserving of success?
Well, I'll tell you the difference here. So truth is in the eye of the beholder, because I, not for 1 second, believe B, but I know that other people probably do. So I'm going to guess that I'm not cool the fact that I'm cool is a lie.
It is a lie, because you're super cool.
I am cool. That's what it is. Yeah. Wow. What a
dude, that was so tough. Like I was like, what do I do? Do I just burn them? Do I just like
that is a hard one.
Really embarrassing. Do I reveal personal, intimate details of our friendship about, or do I just
So we played this game on a talk show months ago between Quinn Blakely and Ethan Sandoval, and it got so personal between the 2 of them that it was uncomfortable.
I believe that completely because I have seen Ethan Sandoval get way too personal with people, and it is devastating.
Yeah. Oh, it's
And
exciting.
it's great if it's not focused on you, and then it's something to behold. But if he turns those big browns on you and goes, you know what? And you go, no, please don't. I'd prefer if you didn't.
Yeah. I would really prefer if you didn't. Oh,
It's
I
just
love
like,
you.
I wanted to roast you, but it's like, I feel like a lot of people in Tulsa know me as a positive encourager.
Yeah.
And if you don't know that me on a personal level, that I love to roast my friends, like that's a very
Then it would
real
look.
thing. Someone could have just heard that and been like, oh, Mr.
Oh, I would have
Nice
just
Guy.
isolated you saying that, and put it on a loop. Yeah.
Landry has these issues because of this, and this, that little bitch. Yeah, that would be fair.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think we've pretty much come to the end here. Is there any last thing you want to tell people? Anything you want to plug? I know it's a little different plugging things now, but the internet does exist. So,
Well, I'd say to plug, we're gonna drop some new merch in the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty cool merch design that I'm really proud of. That we'll
Cool.
probably either get a sponsorship or a cease and desist letter from a major corporation when it comes out, because it is a straight ripoff of a very popular brand.
That's what you want.
So I think it's really good. So either way, it's good for promotion. And we have our first vinyl is available to be ordered at chillwaverecords.com, 2 V's in Chillwave, or this other refreshrecords.com.
Gotcha.
Both of them have different variants of our first vinyl. It's got both of our EPs and our newest song, which came out 2 weeks ago. It's called The Water Temple is Filled with My Tears, and Now I'm Drowning in Sorrow. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp. So if you want to stream that, that would be great. It'd be good to get our numbers up. We've been really pleased with the support we've gotten on this song and just from Tulsa in general. So
yeah,
we're pretty thrilled. The only other thing I'd say is just a reminder that even though everything is kind of crazy and chaotic, that this will not last forever, no matter how it feels. And to remember that even when it does get cripplingly depressing and anxious, that you have survived all of your bad days so far, and you have a very good chance of surviving this one too. So take 10 deep breaths outside, say 3 nice things about yourself, and I think you'll find that a lot of it will give you some space to breathe. So important to remember that you're not alone and that you are loved and that this is all temporary, and we'll get through it together. So reach out if it becomes too much. That's all.
That's great. Joey, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sure you're really
coming to my parents' house.
Yeah. Hey, I enjoy this. Yeah, this has been great. They've been so hospitable.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. And then, guys, tune back in tomorrow night, 10 p.m., where we have Hector Ultrares joining us. And just going to keep talking because Joey's just kind of sitting there now and just waiting on me to end this. So
tell Hector I said hello.
I will do that. Do you have any question? Do you have a question I should ask Hector for you?
Yes. 1, how dare you? 2, you're beautiful. The second one's not a question, but I want you to say it like a question. You're beautiful?
Okay. You're beautiful? Okay, I will do that. I will pass that along. Joey, thank you so much. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. Make sure and check us out, all the Talk Show Inc. stuff and all the Cliff Diver stuff. And that's it for us. Goodbye.
See ya.
I'm only drinking 'cause you're here.